Of all the primates on Earth, humans are the only species where females have permanently enlarged breasts outside of pregnancy. Every other primate, chimpanzees, gorillas, bonobos, their breasts only enlarge when actively nursing. Then they go flat. So the question isn't just why men find them attractive. The real question is why human women have them at all when no other primate does. The answer involves evolution, brain chemistry, and a survival strategy so clever it rewired an entire species. For 99% of human history, there were no dating profiles, no perfume, no candlelight dinners. Attraction had one job: find a healthy mate capable of producing and nursing offspring. Do it fast, do it accurately. In most primates, females signal reproductive readiness through visible physical changes: swelling, color changes in the skin, behavioral shifts. Humans lost most of those signals when we became upright. Walking on two legs changed everything. Suddenly, the signals that other primates displayed from behind were no longer the most visible part of the body. Anthropologist Desmond Morris proposed in 1967 that the human female breast evolved specifically as a frontal signal, a visual cue that replaced the rear-facing signals other primates use. The rounded shape, Morris argued, mimics the shape of the buttocks, triggering the same ancient attraction circuit in the brain through a completely new channel. The brain didn't build a new system. It recycled an old one. But Morris was only part of the answer. Because the breast isn't just a visual signal, it's a health advertisement. Firm, symmetrical breasts signal estrogen levels, body fat distribution, and overall health, all of which directly predict fertility and nursing capacity. A 2004 study by researchers at the University of Liverpool found that breast symmetry specifically was strongly linked to higher fertility rates in women. The brain wasn't attracted to the breast itself. It was attracted to the information the breast was carrying. In 2011, neuroscientist Larry Young at Emory University published research that revealed something remarkable. When a woman's nipples are stimulated, the same neural pathway activates as when she breastfeeds her infant. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, floods the brain. Young argued that male attention to the female breast during intimacy hijacks this pathway deliberately. The same neurological circuit that bonds a mother to her child gets activated between romantic partners, deepening emotional attachment and pair bonding. Evolution, Young argued, found a way to use an existing mother-infant bonding system to create stronger romantic bonds between mating pairs, which explains something that no other theory fully accounts for: why women respond to this attention with bonding hormones. It's not just male attraction, it's a two-way neurological loop that strengthens pair bonds. And here's where it gets genuinely interesting. In men, visual attraction to female breasts triggers a dopamine response, the same reward chemical released by food, money, and social approval. A 2012 study published in the journal Archives of Sexual Behavior found that men who rated breast images showed activation in the same ventral tegmental area of the brain as any other primary reward stimulus. The brain processes breast attraction the same way it processes seeing your favorite food when you're hungry, not a preference, a reward signal. But here is where the theory gets complicated. If breast attraction was purely biological, it should be universal. It isn't. Anthropologist Cleland Ford and psychologist Frank Beach spent years cataloging attraction patterns across 191 different cultures. They found that breast obsession as a primary sexual focus was present in roughly 13 of them. In the remaining societies, breasts were considered a functional body part associated primarily with motherhood and nursing, not sexual attraction. In many traditional cultures in West Africa, the Amazon basin, and parts of Southeast Asia, women routinely go topless without any sexual association at all. Men raised in those environments do not show the same heightened attention to breasts that men in Western societies do. This means the biological circuit is real, but culture determines how strongly that circuit fires. Western societies, beginning around the 17th and 18th centuries, increasingly covered and restricted the female breast. And a basic psychological principle called reactance tells us that restricting access to something increases its perceived value. The obsession, in part, was manufactured by the prohibition. So what does the evidence actually support? Myth number 1. Bigger is always more attractive. Not true. Studies consistently show that men's preferences vary enormously across cultures, age groups, and individual experience. What the brain actually responds to is symmetry and proportion, not absolute size. Myth number 2. It's purely about sex. not supported. The oxytocin research shows the response is as much about bonding and attachment as it is about reproduction. Evolution doesn't build systems for one purpose when it can build them for three. Myth number three, it's unique to men. Also not accurate. Research shows women also evaluate other women's breasts as part of intersexual competition, assessing attractiveness relative to their own reproductive signaling value. The brain assesses the competition whether the conscious mind approves or not. So here's the actual answer. Men aren't obsessed with breasts because of something shallow or culturally manufactured. They're responding to one of the oldest information systems the human body ever built, a health signal, a fertility indicator, and a bonding trigger, all encoded into a single feature that no other primate even has. The obsession makes perfect sense once you understand what the brain is actually reading. It was never about the surface. It was always about the signal underneath.